Meanwhile, the wokeadile continues to eat its own. A wokeadile is like a crocodile, except it devours anyone who isn't as angry about society as they are. You can try to appease the wokeadile, but sooner or later it eats you too. See Sleepy Joe, who was gobbled up by Kamala, who claimed he praised racists. He didn't, but he used the same smear on Trump and Mitt, so screw the old fart. Now, there's AOC accusing Nancy of targeting people of color in her own party. It's like Lord of the Flies, but with old people. And it's creating what I call woke shrinkage. The more you call everyone oppressors, the smaller your base becomes. Pretty soon, the Democratic Party will be a party of one, and it will be this person. But some adults are sounding the alarm. BET's founder said this about the Democrats.
The party, in my opinion, has moved, for me personally, too far to the left. And for that reason, I don't have a candidate in this particular, in the party at this time. I think at the end of the day, if a Democrat is going to beat Trump, that person, he or she, is going to have to move to the center. And you can't wait too long to do that.
Now, that was the first black billionaire, or as CNN might call him, a white supremacist. It's my favorite joke. You should have laughed more. But they're going to need more than him to turn this party around. For the Dems have taken the bad acid that is identity politics, and now they're tripping naked on a ledge trying to call 911 with their shoe. But the media's doing their best to cover for them, blaming Trump for everything, including a Democratic donor pedophile. Only our media could blame a Democrat donor pedophile on a Republican. That makes no sense. A Hispanic Republican, no less, who had to resign. Further proof, all the left does is kill jobs. Even as Trump creates them. Low unemployment, great economy. No wonder half the press are either on vacation or in therapy. And when Trump doesn't get something, he gets it anyway. You won't give me my census question? Fine, I'll use available databases instead. And you can't do about it. That's gangster. What a gangster. He's everything the media hates, and he doesn't care. And he's making our immigration policy America's decision, not the world's. But my favorite story, Trump continues to lose friends in high places. This week, the UK ambassador resigned after leaked cables revealed that he called Trump inept. So like clockwork, Trump called him out in a beautiful tweet. Should I read it? Yeah. Maybe with a little patriotic music? All right, let's go. The wacky ambassador that the UK foisted upon the United States is not someone we are thrilled with. A very stupid guy. He should speak to his country and Prime Minister May about their failed Brexit negotiation and not be upset with my criticism of how badly it was handled. I told Theresa May how to deal with that, but she went her own foolish way. Was unable to get it done. A disaster! I don't know the ambassador, but have been told he is a pompous fool. Tell him the USA now has the best economy and military anywhere in the world by far. And they are both only getting better, bigger, and stronger. Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, but he actually thanked himself. Now, some American elites fretted that we'd upset a key ally, but the fact is they were really worried about all those cocktail parties they were going to miss. After all, it's the chumminess that gets you the invite, and Trump isn't chummy when he's looking out for you. Truly, he's the skunk at the garden party, unimpressed by champagne flutes, crab cake appetizers, or the view from the embassy roof. Frankly, he'd rather hang with you than them, and that's pretty cool. But what about those poor elites who will miss all those parties? If only there was a drug.
The current situation is making it impossible for me to carry out my duties. And with that explanation, the British ambassador to the U.S. resigned. Leaked diplomatic...
Man, Trump is ruining everything about living in D.C. Now that the British ambassador has resigned, my social life is over. That guy threw the best parties. Free booze, greatest hors d'oeuvres, and lots of interesting people.
Sounds like you should try Cocktail-X.
Oh, no, you again. Look, I usually don't like these drugs you offer, but I really miss these parties. What is it?
Attaboy, you're gonna love this one. Cocktail-X tricks your brain into thinking you're always at a pretentious cocktail party, even when you're not, turning those mundane moments into a great time every time.
Wow, this is a really classy event. I love my martini. How's your Chardonnay?
Martini? What the hell are you talking about, man?
You are a riot, Trevor. Vodka. Ooh, sliders.
Tom, those are Post-its.
I think this is Kobe. I wonder if there's anyone here from the British royal family. Is that Hugh Grant? Hello, Hugh.
Dude, what the hell is that guy on?
He's on Cocktail-X. Get yours today. Your coworkers won't get it, but who cares about them? You probably never liked them anyway.
Great acting. Let's welcome tonight's guest. She's so sunny, she's been blamed for global warming. Attorney and Fox News contributor, Emily Compagno. He's split more sides than an angry butcher. Writer and comedian Joe DeVito. Her hobbies include reading, staying inside, and hating your guts. Host of Sincerely Cat on Fox Nation, Cat Tip. And monsters check for him under their beds before they go to sleep. Massive sidekick and host of Enough Said on Fox Nation, Tyrus. All right. Emily, a cornucopia of topics here. Do you think the party's going too far left, the Democratic Party? Are you worried?
I'm not worried for them because I'm just popping popcorn watching it all. But I think that the billionaire he said it perfectly in that it will trouble all of those centrist Democrats whose districts are imperative to maintaining the House for the Democrats, for example, if the far left is setting the agenda. So if Pelosi continues either the sorority squabble or actually starts capitulating to the far left, then all they're doing is fracturing themselves, and everyone's going to remember it at the election, and if they do hold the House, when her speakership is up again.
See, I want to have a strong Democratic Party because I believe in competition. It makes the Republicans better. If you have one party, it's not that great, Joe. But I have no sympathy for Pelosi because she opened the door for the woke-a-dial, and it's devouring their party.
Absolutely, you know, and I feel bad for her and Biden because their opinions have been the mainstream Democratic opinions. They were exactly what the party was. That's why Biden was the perfect candidate for 2016.
Yes.
He's in a lot of trouble now because his plan seems to be to wait everything out, which you can't do when you're in your 70s. You don't have a lot of time left. So, yeah, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. And I think it's so funny now that everyone is acting like they've just discovered these things they don't like about Biden. He's been in D.C. for 100,000 years.
Yeah.
He was in the White House for 8 years. And now he's like, let's cure cancer.
Yes.
Well, were you on the fence about cancer when you were vice president? Were you not sure how you felt about it? Now's the time to strike. They're in big trouble.
It's like a forest ranger suddenly deciding he doesn't like giant redwoods. What am I doing here? Maybe it's not like that. You know, that analogy sounded really good in my head. Sometimes, Kat, I should just shut up.
Sometimes.
Yes.
No, I like watching the Democrats fight. It's kind of like a fight between family. Like when you're a baby and you're playing with your little baby cousin.
Yeah.
And your cousin's like, that's my toy. You're like, that's my toy. He's like, that's my toy. And you're like, oh, yeah, well, you're a racist. The whole Nancy Pelosi, right?
Yes.
The whole Nancy Pelosi thing is so crazy because even though Democrats are all Democrats, they're still individuals. So there is going to be disagreement within the party. And so I don't think it's fair for her to ask everyone to fall in line. But what I thought was interesting is whenever Trump says he wants loyalty from Republicans, he gets called Hitler.
Yeah.
She got off kind of easy because she was just called a garden variety racist.
Yes.
So that's not as bad as Hitler. So they weren't as tough on her as they are for Trump for doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Tyrus, what are your thoughts on this?
Two things. Pelosi's done. Trump gave her a compliment.
No, so, that's right.
That's your ass. I mean,
yes. He was amazing.
Said she's good at stuff.
She's not a racist.
Yeah, it's, you know, sorry, Ms. Pelosi, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
You know, I think, honestly, I think from what we've seen, the word party is greatly misused. This is not a party.
No.
This is a funeral.
Yeah.
And the guy who died owed everybody money. Like nobody's happy. Nobody really wants to be there.
Yes.
And everyone's got a problem with everybody sitting next to him. Like, they need to split. Like, they need to have a socialist party and a Democratic party. I think that's really what needs to happen, because there's no one. It's so bad that a billionaire who was on the sideline who said he never wanted to run is seeing how bad it is that he's like, I'm going to run.
Yes.
So he's jumping in.
Yes.
And that was awesome. You remember when he announced? No, you don't. There was nothing. That's the point. There's no, like, everyone remembers when President Trump announced he was on an escalator and like, I'm running, you know, it was this big thing and it was gold in the building and, you know, there was all kinds of dinosaurs were roaming. It was amazing. And then these guys are like, I'm running for president. I'm sorry, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm running for president. One more time. I'm running for president. Like, there's no.
We're going to talk, you know, I'm going to try another analogy. You know when you see those fire trucks that have two steering wheels? One in front and one in the back? That's a Democratic Party. They have a steering wheel in the front, steering wheel in the back, and the guy in the back is huffing glue out of a bag. That's better. Thank you. Thank you. I really needed that. After that last metaphor, I needed this metaphor. All right, before we go, new details on the Gutfeld's monologues live. Tickets still remain for September shows in Orlando and Atlanta, and 3 new dates just added: November 16th in Jacksonville, November 17th in Durham, North Carolina, and December 8th in Knoxville, Tennessee. Go to gutfeld.com for ticket info.